Two of the most popular Android devices in the current smartphone market are the Pixel 3 XL and the Galaxy S9 Plus. With the Pixel 3 XL only being a little over a month old and the Galaxy S9 slowly dropping its price tag on websites like eBay or Amazon, it might be a tough choice to make when deciding between the two. So let's compare them and see which is the better purchase. Starting with the looks, you can't deny that both devices have a premium build and feel really solid in the hand. The S9 is all glass with rounded edges and it has an aluminum frame, while the Pixel is also glass encased and has still kept that Pixel signature look. Personally, I still think the S9 looks better and is much more comfortable to hold. Its pebble-like design is just marvelous and really stands out from the crowd of rectangular smartphones. Plus, it's one of the few flagships left that still have a headphone jack. Sure, it may not be as bezel-less as the Pixel 3 XL, but there are a few things that Google didn't do correctly. First off, as we all know, that notch is way too deep. And secondly, the frosted glass back on the black model is really prone to scratches from simple things in your pockets such as your keys or change. The S9 isn't perfect either. With its glass sandwich construction and curvature, it's a bit more slippery than the Pixel and much more vulnerable to fingerprints. A simple solution would be to use a skin from dbrand. You can personalize whatever smartphone or device that you have, and for phones with a glass back such as the S9 or Pixel 3, you can give them a bit more grip and immediately hide those scratches or fingerprints. I'll drop a link right below the like button if you want to check out dbrand selections. Now when I use a smartphone, I'm a pretty basic user, but a heavy one. I tend to use a lot of social apps and do plenty of messaging, gaming, emails, video watching, and web browsing. And the three things that I look for in a smartphone to satisfy those simple needs is the quality of the display, how well the phone performs, and how long the battery lasts. For the display, the S9 Plus is the better option, but the difference in quality isn't enormous. It mostly has to do with the disadvantages the Pixel 3 XL gives you, such as the deep notch and bigger chin. Even though both phones are Quad HD, the S9 Plus looks a bit better thanks to its Super AMOLED display and slightly higher pixel density. The S9 Plus also has a better screen to body ratio than the Pixel, and it doesn't even have a notch. The only advantage you get with the Pixel 3 XL is that the display is a centimeter bigger. However, that deep notch isn't easily ignorable and it can cut off some content in some apps or videos. When it comes to the performance and battery life, the script flips for the Pixel 3 XL. Navigating throughout Google's stock software on the Pixel 3 is extremely fluid and lag-free. I can't come close to explain how buttery smooth everything feels. Google really knows how to closely integrate its code with the hardware to ensure that the Pixel 3 fully takes advantage of Android 9 Pie. And sure, they had a hiccup with the memory management when the phone first got released, but with a recent December update, that issue seems to have been fixed. The Galaxy S9 on the other hand doesn't feel as smooth as the Pixel. Don't get me wrong, it's not a slow phone, but I do sometimes experience a few jolts and stutters, like when I'm switching to the Bixby panel within Samsung Experience Home, interacting with the always-on display, and more. The battery life is also better on the Pixel. That's not because it has everlasting battery results, but because the Galaxy S9 Plus's battery life isn't very hard to beat. The S9 Plus can barely last an entire day and usually gives me a screen on time of around 3 to 4 hours. While the Pixel 3 XL, I get around 5 hours of SOT and it's never died on me once when I'm out and about. For charging, both phones are on par. They both have a fast charger, USB Type-C, and support for wireless charging. However, the Pixel 3 only supports fast wireless charging on certified chargers sold via the Made for Google program, so you can't use any random 10-watt wireless charger from Amazon or eBay because it'll just charge at slower speeds. When it comes to software, it really comes down to personal preference. The S9 is much more feature-packed and a bit more customizable with apps like Good Luck 2018 or Samsung's theme store, while the Pixel gets faster updates and always has the latest Android software features, far ahead of almost any other competitor. Samsung Experience 9.0 running Android Oreo provides features like separate app sound to play Spotify media just on my Bluetooth speaker, while everything else is piped through my phone, Edge panel for quick access to my favorite apps, contacts, and more, secure folder to make any file or app private, a pressure-sensitive home button to quickly turn on the display or unlock the phone without a password, the Samsung theme store to change the overall look of the UI. Currently, I'm rocking a theme called Vanilla Pie to give the S9 Plus an Android Pie look, but Samsung has done a few things in the software that are very controversial. For example, Samsung duplicates practically every app or feature it can from the competition and then tries to force people into using their version. Things like AR emoji in the camera app, Bixby which has its own dedicated button, and a few Samsung apps that you can't disable by default. On the other hand, Android 9.0 on the Pixel 3 has features like Screen Call to ignore any incoming calls from scammers, Digital Wellbeing to limit the amount of time you use your phone and also keep track of app usage, notifications, and even turn the screen black and white at night. Google Live wallpapers are always spectacular, Active Edge to bring up Google Assistant when you squeeze the sides of the phone together, ambient display which has some sexy animations when you lock or unlock the phone and receive a notification, some extra camera features which I'll touch on in a minute, and all the native Android Pie features at your fingertips such as the amazing new power and volume panel, and all of the round elements and more. Some of the controversies include the gesture navigation, since Google could have done a better job of managing screen real estate. I'm also not a fan of having to swipe up the dock twice or drag my dock past the center of the screen just to get into my app drawer. Those are two of the more major concerns that I have when it comes to the Pixel 3 software. There are a few more minor issues that I left out for the sake of time. However, Linus Tech Tips made a great video explaining a few bugs that they have experienced on Google software, and I tend to agree with a lot of those problems, so I'll leave that link down below. Personally, even though the Pixel 3 XL has a few bugs within its software, I'd go with Google's stock Android UI over any other competitor, including Samsung, just because the Pixel 3 XL has some great software and performance, and they line up well. Plus the addition of material design, buttery smooth animations, and a light UI for a healthy battery experience always puts a smile on my face. The camera is another feature that Google just nails out of the park. Sure, Samsung's dual rear sensor provides solid results in any lighting situation, but Google's HDR Plus processing on the Pixel 3 XL just takes the smartphone camera game to a whole nother level. The colors on the Pixel 3 look much more natural, well sharpened, exposed, and push for good detail in any lighting situation. Even in dim lighting, you can use Google's night sight mode to turn any awfully lit picture into a daylight looking photograph. On top of Google's algorithm enhancements, you also get playground mode for some fun AR goodness, unlimited Google Photos cloud storage at full resolution, a secondary front-facing camera for wider selfies, and the extra camera modes like Photosphere. Lastly, it's worth noting that both phones have NFC, Bluetooth 5.0, water resistance with an IP68 rating, a fingerprint sensor on the back with very similar unlocking speeds, support for contactless payments, front-facing speakers, though the Pixel 3 XL is slightly louder, and both support all 4 major US carriers. Features that the Galaxy S9 Plus has that the Pixel 3 XL doesn't have include expandable storage. Its internal storage can be upgraded to 256GB with the Pixel 3 XL only having up to 128GB, a headphone jack, a bit more RAM, multiple biometric unlocking methods including facial recognition and an iris scanner, more color models to choose from when purchasing the device, and it has a heart rate sensor that can also monitor your blood pressure. The Pixel 3 XL on the other hand includes an extra front-facing camera for groupies, that's a group selfie for those who don't know, squeeze functionality for Google Assistant which is really cool, Android 9 Pie out of the box, and easy access to tech support right from the settings in case you have any questions or problems. In conclusion, both phones are head and head in the race to your pocket. The S9 Plus is much more feature-packed when it comes to software and hardware, while the Pixel gets faster software updates and includes some unique software and hardware features such as Screen Call or Active Edge. It really comes down to personal preference and of course pricing. The Pixel 3 XL is much more expensive since it just got released. It has a starting price of $900 for 64GB, while the Galaxy S9 can be found on Amazon or eBay for around $500 to $600 depending on the amount of storage you get. That's a $400 difference. So here's what I would say if you're on the fence between choosing the two. The Galaxy S9 is the complete package. Sure, it's not like other 2018 flagships with a notch for a bezel-less display from edge to edge, nor does it have any crazy flashy features. It just gives you solid results in anything you want to do. You want the camera to capture important moments in your life with good quality? It can do that. Maybe theme or customize the entire UI to your liking? Why not? Unlock the phone with your eyes instead of the fingerprint sensor, or throw in an SD card for extra space? That's possible, and all for only $500 to $600. The Pixel 3 XL is more for those who are looking for the best camera quality, performance, or software experience. A camera enthusiast would probably go with this device since it's the best in the smartphone market, and Android enthusiasts will also go with this phone because it's close to stock Android and they know it will receive the latest and greatest software updates first. Either way, you've seen everything both phones have to offer and their pricing. Now it's up to you to decide. That's it for this comparison. Let me know in the comments which device you prefer. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Don't forget to check out Dbrand for some amazing skins. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.